Hello, hello. Back today as promised. So I'm gonna give some people some time to hop on. Oh, jeez. Hi, Zachary. How are you? I'm good, thank you. Thank you for hopping on. Thank you. I love it too. Okay, so I'm gonna wait like another minute or so. See if anyone else joins. And then get started. All right. I said like 5 minutes, but I'm really not waiting that long. Okay. Why I gotta wait that long? Ain't nobody on here. And welcome if you do hop on, and or if you watch this live a little bit later. It's like my second or third time going live, so, or maybe a little bit more than that, but I don't do it often. Anyways, if some of you were on my live last week, Wednesday, I gave you some insight as to why I'm live today. Basically, last week, I was just being held accountable by a coach that I'm working with. She's like a personal development, life, and business coach, and so I've been working with her for the past few months, and I had, certain goals that I wanted to attain, and, we were kind of shuffling through some things, but like the action items needed to be executed. And one of the items that I had on my goals list was to really engage more on like Instagram, and go live on these different platforms. A lot of people know me for like my fashion and beauty, and that's definitely an extension of me, but there's just so much more depth that goes into really being beautiful. And so I wanted to kind of, explore that with people, but I was just always scared. I'm getting emotional talking about it. So last week she like really put me out there. Like I was supposed to go live at 7. I didn't go live at 7. So literally during our session at 8, she made me go live. And so I made that commitment that I would push myself. Why am I getting emotional? So anyways, I didn't know what the hell to talk about. So I just decided to, why am I crying? I decided to just share some insight on a book that I've been reading, was actually recommended by my coach. Actually, I've read it like twice. What do you guys should say? I listened to it twice because I got it on audiobook, but like I'm an audiobook fiend. But anyways, it's a really great book. And when I say the title, like, don't judge me. And it might sound cheesy to some, but it's been such a transformational book. And so I just figured I'd just come on here and share with you guys kind of just some of my key takeaways. There's a lot. I have a lot of notes I took from this book, but I'm just going to share with you some key things that I learned. And so, on the name of the book is called Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It. And the author is Kamal Ravikant. And I'll show you how the book looks because I have it on my phone, but just show you what the book cover looks like. Hopefully you can see it well there. Love yourself like your life depends on it. So when my coach told me to read this book, I was like I'm all about self-love, definitely, but I was just like, well, I'm gonna read this book. Like, what am I gonna get out of it? And I got so much. So I'll try not to blabber. Like, I have like my keynotes. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm reading off of just like some talking points, and I'll just try to reel myself in if I go on a tangent. Thank you for joining. Hey brother, hey sister. So my 5 takeaways. All right. Oh, actually 6. So the first one is love yourself first. Right? And so a lot of times we'll tend to like put others before ourselves. We tend to be more forgiving, more gracious to others, and we are so harsh with ourselves. And why is it that we do that? Right? If you can love others, why don't you really love yourself, you know? And putting yourself first really just means like, I don't know, gosh, I'm trying to explain so the author, he put it in a really great way, as in like, you know, when you're on an airplane and the flight attendant says, you know, if there's a lack of oxygen and the mask drops down, you want to put the mask on yourself first and then put it on and help others around you. And so, you know, basically you have to be like, so you have to be, I'm so sorry if you're hearing the background noise, but you have to be able to love yourself and put yourself first, because like you're the only one responsible for yourself. You have to hold yourself accountable for everything. So you have to love yourself first. Now, and hopefully I can expound on that more. I felt like in my head it sounded more thought-provoking, but that's what I got from it. And a lot more. But I'll share a little bit further with you. So one of the exercises like the author talks about in your book, you know, it's kind of like a mantra where you take 10 deep breaths and you just say, I love myself, right? And so, you know, when I was listening to this, I was like, okay, I guess I'll try it, right? And so, but not just say it just to say it, but like say it with feeling, like say it like you actually mean it, like say it like you're, you know, talking to your loved one, like you telling them that you love them, but you're saying this to yourself. I don't know about y'all, but I don't know if you've really like looked in the mirror or just took a moment to really like love on yourself. So anyways, so taking, you know, the tips that he provides in this book, I was literally kind of doing my meditation state, and I was like in my shower. I tend to meditate in the shower. And so I started with the practice of 10 deep breaths, and I just say, I love myself. I love myself. And as I started to do that, and I actually allowed myself to like be vulnerable with myself, I started to envision like, I don't know, like my younger self, and just embracing her like with all the love that I would show like someone that I really love, but it's me, of course. And I just started crying. It just impacted me so much. Like, you know, I always thought I loved myself, and I know I love myself, but that was like a really intimate expression of like self-love in that moment. Like, and I hugged myself. And that kind of intensified the connection to it. And, I said, I love myself. And then it also altered into I am loved. And that really broke me down because it really made me think about God and how much he loves me. And so if God loves me so much, why don't we truly love ourselves the way that we ought to? So that was like something that I'm still like even meditating on, and a practice that I'm doing. And honestly, in doing that and really being intimate and loving myself, it actually has made me love God more. I don't know. It's like something you have to experience. Okay, my second takeaway was live life from the inside out. Why am I getting emotional? Jesus. Live life from the inside out. So a lot of times we allow ourselves to be influenced by, external factors. And I mean, we're human beings, we're living in this world. And so there's things that are happening that we're going to have to respond to, but you don't want to live in a state of like defense, like all the time. And so when the concept of living life from inside out, meaning that make sure your internal state is good. Make sure like you're good yourself from within. Because I mean, I don't know your beliefs or what have you, but like I believe in God. I believe in like a higher power. And if God is in me, that means love is in me. And in love brings wholeness. It brings transformation. And so for me, embracing that, I have to do the internal work. It allows for you to view life in a different way, in where you don't have like a victim mindset. It's not life happens to me, it happens for me. Like you respond to things no matter like what's going on externally. I think I have more notes on that, but like my thoughts aren't clear. But that's one of the things about living life from the inside out, because when you're good internally and that energy is pure, it really affects your external. Like if you're really, crappy inside, you have a lot of gunk that you haven't filtered out, it could start to like show itself in your world. But when you start cleaning it inside, you start focusing in on yourself. You start realize that you're the like universe, the world, God allows for your external world to illuminate, if that makes sense. Like it starts to conspire in your favor. And I've been seeing it happening. It's crazy. All right, the third takeaway from this book, and if you're just joined and hopped on and hopped off, I know, oh my gosh, so embarrassing. Yeah. Your song for women's this love you. Thank you, brother. Thank you. So the third takeaway from this is the what ifs are a lie. Okay? A lot of times we live in regret. As much as people are like, oh, I have no regrets, you lying. Sometimes you be having regrets. You be thinking back on all of the what ifs. What if I did this? What if I had gone there? What if I did this? What if I was with him? What if I was with her? What if I did this? But what if? The what ifs are poison. The what ifs are a lie. Because there's no truth in it. Why? Because the only truth is what is. Like dwelling in the what ifs, especially the what ifs if in your past, it's already past. It's already done. There's absolutely literally nothing you can do about it. The what ifs have passed. The what ifs of the future, they're also a lie. It has not happened. A lot of times the what ifs, like they're stemmed out of fear. And fear is literally an illusion. Fear is false. And fear is really inverted faith, right? Because faith is like believing in something that you can't see, something that's hoped for. So faith is a powerful tool when you have it planted in like goodness, in the light, in positivity. When you have your faith based in negativity and evil, that's fear. So you're believing in the negative. You're putting, so you do have faith, but you have faith in the negative, in your fears. You have faith in your fears. And why do you think a lot of those things may come to pass? Because you have put your faith in fear. So the book explores that really well. And so it just encourages you not to live in the what ifs. The what ifs are a lie, they're illusions, they're in the past, or they haven't happened. What ifs are, the only truth is what is. You know, what is it that you have control of? What is your I can't even think of an example. But anyways, you get the point. Hopefully you get the point. So do not dwell on the what ifs, okay? Acknowledge the what is and what is to come. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it off there. Okay. The fourth takeaway that I got from this book is life happens through me. A quote that he mentioned, the author mentioned in the book, is like, I am a human being, so that means anything human that happens to me is natural. And so with life happening through you, look at my notes. A lot of us live from a life happens to you, which is more of like a victim type of mentality, and just always pointing the finger. But we should really operate from a space of life happens for me. A lot of time, like if you really believe that things are working out for your good, it's happening for you to grow, for you to learn a lesson. That's literally a part of life. Like no one got it right but Jesus. Okay, so we are gonna fall. We are human beings, but life is happening for you, to bring you closer to where it is that you were called to be. In your creation. So yeah, that's something that I got from the book. And the next one that I have is transformation takes work. I mean, that's nothing like thought provoking, but let me read for you the definition of transformation. Okay, so to transform, no. Oh, transformation is a thorough or dramatic change in form or appearance. That is what transformation is. I like the physics definition of transformation. It is a metamorphosis during the life cycle of an animal. So we can replace animal with, a person, with a human. And so transformation, like you literally just don't transform. It takes work. Like everyone knows about the butterfly and the cocoon. Like it doesn't just be this little warm thing and then all of a sudden it just sprouts its ring. It goes into this nook. There's work internally that needs to be done. And so as human beings, we have to allow ourselves to transform, and we literally transform through the renewing of our mind, through the intentional quest to become a better self. There's no perfection, there's only progress. And progression gets you far, but you have to be intentional with your growth. And so that's kind of like the journey that I'm on now. I really want to continuously be transformed, and I didn't expect this journey for it to kind of delve into like self-love so much. I was just really more so just, trying to just build the right mindset and, building a business and, being a better me. But like that love component, I just didn't realize like how much that plays a role in your life. So I encourage you to just do the work. Transformation takes work. It's painful. You cry a lot. You disappointed. You have to kind of self-reflect and be honest with yourself. But the work is always worth it in the end. And the sixth one I have here is death. Is it the greatest gift? So with this one, I really didn't know how to like go about it. And forgive me if I blabber, but just bear with me. Bear with me. Like, stay connected with me. So I'll be a little bit transparent. So death is something that I think for like the last few years, it played my mind in certain ways. Just being afraid of failure, and then, death, and how death is just so like sudden. You get no warning. You don't get no warning. Like, hey, tomorrow at 3 o'clock, when you go for your Starbucks run, you're actually gonna get rammed, by a car. Like, there's no notice. It's just, that's it. That's the end of the line. And so there was some fear in there, the fear of death, right? And so sometimes the fear of like death can prevent you from living. I hope you guys are with me on this. And here goes like me getting emotional again. This book really inspired me to live more fearlessly and not be afraid of the inevitable, which is death. And it, for me, it's really empowered me to walk with more posture, because literally your next date isn't guaranteed. It's really not. And we see it. One day we was all good. We was all outside at one point. Some of us still are, but we was all outside at one point. Now COVID has come. 250,000 people died. And I'm sure people weren't expecting that coming into the millennium. I mean, this year started crazy as hell with Kobe, like, it's just so sudden the way death is. But because if that is the one guarantee in life, that you will leave this earth, what do you want to leave behind? How do you want to live your life? If death is guaranteed, we should be inspired to step forward with even more posture and bravery, because a lot of times we take our time. We waste time thinking that we have time. You think you have miles left to go on your journey, where probably it's just a few inches. What impact are you going to make in this lifetime? And don't believe that, oh, you're not special, because you literally are. I used to think that. But then I realized, like, literally, if you think about it, your mother is born with a set of eggs that she will ever have her entire life. Your father can create millions and millions upon millions of sperm. Every time a man ejaculates, millions and millions of sperm come out. It took that specific sperm, that specific egg, in the timing, in the creation, to create you. Yes, there's 7 billion whatever people in this world, but think of the millions. These niggas out there nutting. Sorry, I just got ratchet. But there's a lot of fetuses that didn't make it, but you did. And just that alone makes you worthy of everything that God has in store for you. And so, anyways, I don't know if this is for anyone, if you've struggled with thinking about death. Stay strong. Thank you. Who is this? What's your name? Why are you laughing? So walking fearlessly towards your future, knowing that not the next day is not guaranteed, but you should just walk boldly into being the best you that you can be, and leave your impact, whatever that is valuable. What else do I have noted on that? Yeah, because literally each day you're alive, you're closer to dying. And of course, you don't want to think about death, but just knowing that you lived your life fully, that on your deathbed you're not gonna regret not going for that dream that you had, not believing in yourself, not believing that you deserve it, that you deserve happiness, that you deserve peace, that you deserve fullness, that you deserve love. And so I think it's so important that we truly explore loving ourselves. Because I know we talk about it like kind of surface level, but really explore loving yourself. It's just crazy. Like, I started this journey like a while ago, and like there's a spiritual aspect to my journey as well. Just wanting to have my own relationship with God, not based on what anybody else telling me, but just true, genuine connection. And literally, in me loving myself, I felt so connected to God. But that's because He's in us. But that's a whole nother discussion for another day. There's a lot of notes that I have, like, that I got from this book. I really didn't expect it. But I encourage you, if you're interested, the name of the book, if you're just joining, is called Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It by Kamal Ravikant. So I'd be interested in like deep diving. I'm on another book now, because I listened to this book twice. I'm on another book now, and once I'm complete with that, I'll definitely love to come back on here and share with you all. But that was, what I wanted to share with you. Actually, when I was asking questions on what I should talk about, someone brought up like that whole Kevin Walters conversation about the woman, and the guy saying that she doesn't qualify for the type of man that she wants, and what were my thoughts on that. And so I honestly feel like I'm still developing my thoughts on it, but one thing for sure is, as I was watching that video, I was like, ooh, sis, I'm gonna need for you to just step away from that and just love on yourself, girl. Love on yourself. I'm at a different space, in life. I know people are, in relationships or looking to be in relationships and stuff like that, but I'm looking to be like in a really good space within myself. Like, she worried about what they thinking, like, oh, do they value her? Do you value yourself, sis? Do you value yourself? How much is it? I think the book, it's $14.99, I believe. But I have like the Audible, so I get credit every month, so I just be buying. But I believe when I looked, it was $14.99. To get to what space? Oh, the ratchet moment got you. Yeah. Of self-love. It didn't take long. I genuinely believe that I loved myself, but I think I've fallen in love, if you want to kind of compare it to that. And it was literally in the course of reading this, listening to this book, which you can literally listen to it in one day. It's like 4 hours long. I tend to like do it on commutes and stuff like that, or during meditation and when I shower. So I'll pay like in 30-minute increments in different parts of the day. I commit to like listening to an audiobook 30 minutes a day. But it's not just reading the book, it's also like implementing some of like the practical steps in like having those moments. Because you got to think about it, like when you are dating, you spend time with that person. You develop like some form of like a connection, some feeling there. I don't think a lot of people do that with themselves. And so this book told me to do that and gave me steps on how to do that to myself. And it's just genuinely been transformational. Like, just talking about some of this stuff, it just gets me emotional. Um, because I just didn't know how much I was like missing out on. So yeah, sorry. Hi, W WB Nola, tarot lady. Okay. So, yes. Did the spiritual part of the journey play a big part? It did. It did. I literally was not expecting to like fall more for God, because basically when I started the spiritual journey, I just wanted to have like a true, genuine connection and relationship with God. Not from what I, got from growing up in a church, not from what people tell me how it should be. I wanted to know that I 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 have a relationship with God, that I have that connection with Him for real. And so that started like 6 months ago. And I'm literally just now having these moments of like, oh my God, like, God, love, that's you. Oh my gosh. And to the point where getting emotional again. To the point where how much I was like kind of even rejecting God's love in a way, because of sometimes you'll have that belief of or feeling like you don't deserve. And even when goodness comes your way, you question, do I deserve it? Should I have it? Like, is it like really mine? Is this really gonna happen? Or even God might even send confirmations and people speaking into your life, and you're like, God, really? You think so? Like, always just kind of shunning away the love God has for me and the ways that He conspires to bring it to me. So I think it required for me to really do inner work inside. Hopefully I'm making sense, but it just took me doing this inner work of truly like loving myself and realizing like, wow, God loves me. Like, of course He loves me. And I love myself. And so in loving yourself, you allow more goodness to come your way. And you'll kind of see God, like, I don't know. It's like you just see the universe start to conspire for you. And that's just God just sending love your way. So anyways, I'm blabbering. No worries about the questions. I'm just here to sharing just a transformational book, and I hope that you guys, just take a moment and check it out. Self-love is not a cliche. It's a real thing, starting to fall in love with yourself. And if you open up yourself if you believe in God, you're going to hopefully have the experience that I had, where it really brings you closer to God. When you love yourself, you start to see that love was already in you. God was in you. And you just get connected to that. So if you have any more questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. Hi, Camille. Thanks for hopping on my live. And so for you, some of you who are just joining, so I've committed to going live on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. And it's just me working towards some personal goals that I have. I was literally kind of kicked into this last week from my business and life development coach. And so I'm just following through and keeping the commitments that I've made to myself. Why? Because I love myself. I remember you from high school, Mama. We used to ride the same bus. Your insight is powerful. I'd love to have a conversation with you in person one day. Dang, you used to ride the bus to Miramar? I'm curious what kind of stuff you saw. But that's cool. So you lived in the same neighborhood? I'm curious. But anyways, so I didn't even know if I would make it to 30 minutes, and I'm at 35. So kudos to me. Pat on my back. Yes, I did it. I met a goal. And if y'all haven't started, I hope y'all know that 2021 has already started, right? So if you If you're not already working on your 2021 goals, you behind. I encourage you to get on the top of those goals. 2021 starts now. I'm decreeing that I'm just going to be a better version of myself. I love myself, therefore I will keep my words to myself. I will see you guys on Wednesday. I don't know what I'm going to be talking about, like, on a regular, to be real with y'all. Like, for real, I was just like, oh my God, what should I talk about? And so, of course, I came with this book because it's been transformational, and just wanted to share. But I just want to explore beauty deeper, right? Again, I'm known for fashion and beauty, but those are just extensions of myself. I think it's even better to be beautiful inside. Do the work here. You deserve it. It does take 3 months to create a habit. Yeah, it definitely does. And one of the things that I was working on with my coach is like developing like daily, weekly. We haven't gotten to the monthly habits yet, but daily and weekly habits. And so I can definitely talk about some of the habits that I have committed to on my next one. Would you guys be interested in just some like daily habits towards self-love? If you are, I could share with you like kind of what I've been doing with me and Shayna. What's your name, homie? You're rocking with me and Shayna. What's your name? Yes, my love. Yes, one step to greatness. Thank you so much for your support. It does take 3 months to create a habit. It sure does. So, if there aren't any other questions, I guess I'll just hop off of this live. I was trying to have it set up where I have my music in the background. You play my music. So yes, thank you all so much for joining me. I'm gonna be on live next week Wednesday again. Please, if you're interested, let me know some topics that you'd be interested in discussing. Things that, if you have any questions or things that you've kind of learned or been exploring, I would love to have those conversations. Again, like what I got from the book, Live Life from the Inside Out. Beauty really does begin from the inside. I encourage you to live life from so rude. I encourage you to live life from the inside out. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, what other question? I'll take one more question. And you still haven't told me your name, sir. One more question. What's like the number one question you have? I'll give you another minute before I end the live. I should have music playing, but they want to play this ad. But now I'm curious. What's the question? Like, what's one of the questions? Now I'm curious. Like, what is it? And side note, do y'all see my skin? I got a microdermabrasion today. Ugh. Girl, there's so much like self-love tips. Even in taking care of your skin, having those like little daily, nightly rituals and practices to just look as good on the outside as you do inside, because you're doing that inner work because you are deserving and that you love yourself. Okay. Oh, Megan, about my skin. Thanks. I'm just like, ooh, this ring like really. Yeah, so I love it too. Like it's really good. Like when your skin when your skin is like healthy and it's glowing, it's good. You just feel better. So I encourage y'all to do that. If you don't have a facial routine, get one. Why? Because you love yourself. And your beauty outside is an extension of your beauty inside, right? Yes. Yes. Yeah. One day I may post my routine. Like I'll post like little stuff here and there, but I'll definitely post my routine. But okay. All right, you guys. So thank you so much. I'm gonna end the live here. I actually have my coaching session um at 8. So I actually wanna like go grab something to eat real quick and then hop into that. So I'm so happy. Can you guys give me an air high five? I did it. Ugh. I did it. I did it. I did it. And thank you for joining me. Bye.